Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and place to be, it's Deb C. That's me, boop, Deb C. Hey guys, and happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is having a fantastic week and had a great day today. Listen, last night I watched Real Housewives of New York City. Let's get into it. Okay, so Aaron and Rebecca, they meet up for lunch. Rebecca, they have a discussion about religion. Well, let's say one religion and another, I'm going to say cult. By the way, I'm drinking some warm green tea with honey and lime because I didn't have any lemon, but it is delicious. And I have a stevia packet in there. Tasty. I'm getting used to it. Okay. So, Rebecca was asked how it works being Jewish and a Scientologist. Rebecca said that being Jewish is her religion, where Scientology is like her spiritual outlet. I don't even know, now that I think about it, I don't even know if she said the word Scientology or Scientologist. She basically had said, if you want to know more about it, go talk to them about it. I'm going to tell you, listen, I've watched all kinds of things about Scientology, and I follow people like on TikTok that troll the Scientology Center in one of the Scientology like small centers, not the big celebrity center, but one of the small like walk-in centers. And yeah, don't do that. Don't, because listen, once you go in, then they have you and they have your information. That's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me. Don't do it. Just, if you want to find out, read a book. They were like, how about if we read Going Clear? And she's like, well, I don't know if I would. I don't know about that book, of course. I don't know that they let you read in Scientology or like search the internet, Google stuff. You know, I don't know if you're allowed to, hey Siri, anything. So just don't go in and ask about it. Also, listen, Aaron, here's a word up. Maybe change your deodorant, because I mean, Rebecca says she uses natural deodorant and it doesn't smell on her. Maybe change up your deodorant, you know? Like some of us girls, and it's, hey, maybe like I said, maybe natural deodorant is good for some people, maybe not good for others. I myself personally, listen, I sweat and I sweat a lot. And I don't feel like I'm a pretty sweater or like, you know, I need something other than like Tom's or Native or whatever that is. I don't know. I need something. You might need something too. Okay. So Jessel, Aaron, and Brynn, they meet for lunch. Now there's other things in there too that I'm not going to talk about just because it's not really, it's like filler. So Jessel, Aaron, and Brynn, they meet up for lunch. And let me just tell you, I'm going to say this right now. Brynn likes to say that she is a pot stirrer. That might have been true for like last year. This year, I think you're dangerously treading into the category of like liar. Is what I'm saying. You might be a little bit of a pathological liar. I'm just saying. She said she called up Jenna and talked to her about this whole like Jenna or Jessel being called a basic bitch. Which, listen, to me, the only time I ever hear basic bitch is when people are like, oh, it's pumpkin spice latte time. You're basic, and if it's fall and you put on your sweaters and your Uggs and you love to go, you know, drink pumpkin spice lattes and this and that and put on your big dumb hat and go pumpkin picking at orchard, then you're basic. I don't know what basic means, but Jessel got real upset about being called basic last week by Uba. So Bryn calls up Jenna and is like, hey, what do you think? Do you think she's basic? Okay, now listen. Bryn comes out and says, well, yeah, she thinks, Jenna thinks you're basic and this and that. Didn't Jessel get real upset because apparently being a basic bitch means you have like basic fashion. She got real upset about that. I'm going to tell you, there's more important things in life than your fashion, okay? I understand wanting to look put together and wanting to look like, you know, but you got kids. I mean, I call me basic all day. Listen, I don't buy my clothes. I don't buy my clothes from some like high-end fashion house. Most of my clothes come from QVC, Denim & Company. Most of them come, I'm going to say that 98% of my clothes have come from Denim & Company. Not in the winter. And in the summer, maybe like 97%. So call me basic all day. I don't care. But listen, you go out there and you say that this is what Jenna said, when in fact Jenna did not say that. You lied. You are not just stirring the pot. You are stirring the pot because you're now getting Jessel all worked up. But you're lying because Jenna didn't say that. And also, you're conveniently leaving out the fact that you yourself, threw a dig in there about Jessel. So, I'm just saying. Now, listen, I'm going to say this right now. I myself personally was never 100% on board with Bryn. I thought she was okay last year. I mean, there were times that I enjoyed her, but this year she doesn't bring anything to the table. And when she gets caught in all of this and she gets called out, then she starts crying. And talking about to her brother how, I don't know what I did wrong. Well, you're lying. You're setting little fires everywhere and then you're walking away. And when you get called out by someone, then people are picking on you. I'm going to tell you, I think it's time to let her go. And I'm actually going to listen later on. I'll let you know what I think about everybody. But Aaron also, now here's the thing. Here's what they were teasing last week. And this was the big thing that everybody was talking about. Who is Aaron talking about? Because Aaron was saying she got pregnant. She doesn't know who it is. Okay, so Aaron tells the ladies in a roundabout way and finally comes out and says that Rebecca is pregnant. But guess what? It's not from her husband. It's from a random man. What? Here's the tea. Or so we thought. So that's what it is. It's Rebecca. Okay. So there was a scene with Raquel and Mel meeting Aaron and Gay Babe at a lesbian bar. And I'm going to tell you, for some reason, I enjoy the relationship between Mel and Abe Gabe. And I keep saying Abe Gabe because if you watched, you know that Mel accidentally called him Gabe on the phone. And then she said, oh, I guess it's kind of like Gay and Abe put together. So it's Gabe. So it's like Gary Jerry from Parks and Rec, but it's Abe Gabe. She likes him because he has the sensibilities of a lesbian. I thought that was so funny. We find out that, listen, in college, he almost dabbled, and he questioned himself a little bit. So there we go. I'm going to tell you, I feel like the only housewife that I'm really liking this season is, I don't want to say the only one I'm liking, but the only one that I really kind of care about is Raquel. She's the only one who seems to be real and genuine and doesn't have like this contrived storyline is what I think. I mean, am I enjoying Sai this year more than last year? Yes. But I'm going to say this week we found out that Sai was on the Jeff Lewis podcast. I wish Housewives would stop going on the Jeff Lewis podcast. I'm not a fan of Jeff Lewis. I don't know that at first when he had his own show years ago, I was like, I liked him at first. But then when I saw how he treated people, I just wasn't a fan, and I'm just not a fan. So if the Housewives on the shows that I watch could please stop going on his podcast so that I don't have to then, he doesn't have to be featured on the show, that would be great, because I'm not really a fan. But the thing is, Sai called Rebecca boring, which, if we're being completely honest, she is. Like, there is no way that she should ever be considered to be a full-time housewife. Not at all. But if you want to get right down to it, Sai calling her boring is kind of pot calling the kettle black with this season, because this season has been boring. This season has been, it has not been anything at all. Like, I feel like some of the women are just trying to like self-produce. Brynn is trying to create this drama, and then you get this coming in. You hear that Aaron and Gabe have there's this terrible secret that could end them, and I'm thinking it's something salacious, and it's that he sold their crypto. He sold their cryptocurrency, and that's it. It's honestly, I was hoping that we would get more of Uba. And here's the thing. If you're going to be, I always thought that if you're going to be a full-time housewife, that you have to share your life. You know, like when who was it? When Sutton was first on the show, on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she was not a full-timer. She was a friend of. And from what I understand, she was a friend of because her ex-husband didn't want like the kids to be on the show or anything like that. So, I mean, hey, Uba, you're dating Oliver. How about if we meet him? How about, I mean, he doesn't have to be on every single show, but how about if we meet him? Because, I mean, nobody has anything that's really, any storyline that's really interesting, or it's all boring. So I did find out today that Aaron is pregnant. So congratulations to Aaron and Gabe. But this kind of makes me wonder if the whole storyline about Abe selling the crypto was like real or not. The reason why I say that is because after that, she was so upset. Like Erin was so mad. She didn't know if they would last. And very quickly, like she forgave him very quickly. They seem to be in such a great place, great enough that, you know, they're gonna have another kid. I don't know. Do you see what I mean? If I'm doing anything, if I was Bravo, I would take this and recast it or retool it or something, because right about now I am missing the OGs from Real Housewives of New York City. I mean, bring back everybody except racist Ramona. Please keep her out, because I was so excited about watching Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip with the OGs, except for boring Kristen Takeman and who else? No, that's it. And then I heard Ramona was on. I literally tried to watch one episode. I could just barely make it through it. I can't watch Ramona. I just can't do it. Like Ramona of the past, like in the beginning with Turtle Time and stuff. Okay, but now we know who she is, and I don't want none of that. Okay, let's get back to the recap. So Jessel and her mom go jewelry shopping on Pavitt's card, nonetheless. And now she tells her mom, I don't know why you have to tell your mom about Rebecca being pregnant, and it's by a man who's not her husband. Why do you need to tell your mom? Does your mom know Rebecca? Maybe she knows her. I don't know. But she had to tell her mom. Okay. So there's dodgeball with Cy. And did I say about, yeah. Cy went on Jeff Lewis's podcast, called Rebecca boring. Rebecca saw the story about it and then took a screenshot and sent it over to Cy. So she's well aware of what Cy thinks of her. Everybody shows up. Everybody's there except for Rebecca. And Bryn is chomping at the bit to tell these ladies all about Rebecca. And it turns out, I guess she said she's friends with Gavin. She knows Gavin, which is Rebecca's husband. So she knows people who are friends with Gavin or something like that. So she called around and she had heard that Rebecca and her husband are like swingers. And this kind of stuff happens all the time. And then Jessel brought up a good point, because listen, if you are pregnant, why are you going to be playing dodgeball? That doesn't make any kind of sense. Jessel pulls Jenna aside, talks to her about being called a basic bitch. Jenna's like, I didn't say that. And if anything, Bryn was the one who was going in on you. Okay? That wasn't me. I didn't say anything about that. I think you're cute. I think your fashion is cute. So I didn't say anything about that. And Jessel's like, I believe Jenna because Bryn likes to embellish. That's a nice fancy way of saying lie. She likes to lie. Jenna in her confessional is like, this is a red flag between what happened with this and what happened between, me and Bryn and Jenna, or me and Bryn and Aaron, with the Uber and calling me poor. She's like, this is a red flag. I don't know if can you trust her? Can you trust her? Because listen, she's going to lie. She's going to lie about everybody, even people who are her friends. She's going to lie. So they start playing dodgeball and everything. Okay. So Bryn, you need to watch. Hitting Jen up in her face with that dodgeball. So Jenna tells Rebecca that, you know, the news, we know about this. And she's like, who told you? And she kind of looks over at Aaron. And she says, Aaron, you told them? It was Jessel was like, congratulations. So they get up, they walk away, and as they're walking away, at the very end, before they go to watch what happens live, we then find out it was a prank. They used a prank pregnancy. This is what they have resorted to. These women are so damn boring that they have to resort to a prank pregnancy. I'm going to tell you what. I thought that was in bad taste. First of all, it was dumb. Okay, it's now obvious that shit on this show isn't real because these producers are letting these women pull pranks. They're probably the ones who came up with the idea. And Aaron's probably going to be like, well, we did this to see what Bryn would do. Okay, but listen, when you do that, us in the audience, even more so, are going to be like, how much of your life is real? Like, how can we trust you that this is who you're portraying on screen is who you are? Also, I thought it was in bad taste because there could be women in the audience that are watching that are really trying to get pregnant, either through, you know, the normal way, other than the natural way, or through IVF, and maybe can't. And here you are joking about it. There's also someone on a cast member, Jessel, who would love to get pregnant and has eggs just sitting up chilling in some high-end real estate out in Beverly Hills. And here you are laughing about it. I didn't like it. I thought it was in poor taste. And like I said, it's just contrived. Like now, as a viewer, I'm thinking everything on this show is just written ahead of time. Am I still gonna watch reality TV? Yes, absolutely. Listen, reality TV is one of the things that got me through last week. So, yeah. But listen, I don't know. I don't know how many more seasons they can go with this cast. If it was me, I would get rid of Bryn. I don't like Aaron. I would get rid of Aaron. I would bring new people. And here's the thing that I would do. Honestly, this cast, the reason why the other cast was so good was because they knew each other ahead of time. I don't know how well these women knew each other ahead of time. And it shows, you know, like the other women have had lived experiences, and I get why they had taken the other cast away because of so many problems, but I don't know that this cast is doing it for me. And from what I understand, I think they have to cut the season short because of something that happens, because Jessel was on some kind of a panel with Sutton, and it might have been at some kind of fan fest. And Jessel said, we had to cut the season short, and one person had to fly home and the other had to stay in the hotel. And people in the comments were like, the two people they're probably talking about is probably Uba and Bryn. So I don't know. I just don't know that this cast of New York City is working out. And just that's how I see it. They're boring. It's boring. It's a boring season. I mean, if the biggest thing that you have is a pregnancy prank, and you played it up all season. Like, oh, who's it gonna be? And they were saying, I had seen something on Temu Twitter. I'm calling it Temu Twitter. No, it's not. That's not Temu Twitter. Temu Twitter is Truth Social, which I would never be on. But I think it was. I call it that. Listen, I don't go on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it a lot. I only go on to see like what people are saying about pop culture things like reality TV shows. And I can't even think of what the hell I was even gonna say. Did you ever do that where you start talking and you're like, what was I? Oh. No, I can't even remember what I was gonna say. In the comments, please tell me what I was talking about. So listen, if you watched, in the comments, let me know what you thought. And if nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of those around you. Also, please be aware of your surroundings, be smart, hydrate often with water, and if you're in a situation that is dangerous, be it weather or otherwise, please be mindful, be aware, be smart, be safe. Know that Dolly and I are sending our love, our prayers, thoughts, and all the positive energy that you need. And I will see you tomorrow for something. I don't know if it's what it's going to be, but it'll be something. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.